So, hello and welcome to this short video tutorial. During this short video tutorial we will be looking at how to divide a fraction by another fraction, and this is a follow-on video from our last one where we looked at multiplying a fraction by a fraction and then simplifying our answer. Okay, so we are going to take an example of 3 over 7 and we are going to divide that by 2 over 4. Now, when we multiplied fractions, we multiplied our numerator by our numerator and our denominator by our denominator. When we divide fractions, we can do a very quick little shortcut which helps us to divide the fractions. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip our second fraction, so this fraction over here. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to write out 3 over 7 and then I'm going to flip my second fraction, 2 over 4, which now becomes 4 over 2, and instead of dividing them I can now multiply them. So now all I need to do is multiply my numerator by my numerator, my denominator by my denominator, and we will go ahead and we get 3 multiplied by 4 gives us 12, and then 7 multiplied by 2 gives us 14. Okay, and then now we need to be able to simplify it so they're both even numbers. We know that they'll have a common factor. So our common factor in this case is 2, so 2 goes into 12 6 times, and 2 goes into 14 7 times. Okay, so we'll take a look at another example. So this time I'm going to take a very simple example, and this time I'm going to use 1 over 2 and I'm going to divide that by 1 over 2. Now, when you think about this logically, you know that a half divided by a half, well, like 5 divided by 5 would give us 1, or 1 divided by 1 would give us 1. A half divided by a half should give us 1 as well, because there should only be 1 half in a half. So again, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to write out my first fraction as normal, then I'm going to flip my second fraction, so my denominator becomes my numerator, which is 2, and my numerator becomes my denominator, which is 1. And now I can multiply them, and I can multiply them because I've flipped them over there. So let's multiply numerator by numerator, that gives us 2, and let's multiply denominator by denominator, which gives us 2, and then we look for a common factor, which is 2, and 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into other 2 once, which is 1 over 1, which is the same as 1. And so there, a simple example of a half divided by a half. We've just proved that our answer is 1. Okay, so let's take one more example then, and this time we're going to divide 3 sevenths, and we're going to divide that by 5 over 8. So again, what we do is we can write out our 3 sevenths, and we can invert and multiply our second fraction. So our denominator becomes our numerator, so we have 8 over 5. And now we can just multiply, as we multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So 3 eighths are 24, and then we put 24 over 7 times 5, which is 35. And then we look and see, is there any common factor between 24 and 35, and there isn't, so our answer is 24 over 35. Okay, in the next slide then I'm going to write out some examples and you can try it yourself. So here come the examples then, and you can try these yourself, and then I'll tell you when to pause the video, and then I will work through the examples with you. Okay, so let's write 4 over 5, and let's divide that by 3 over 7. Another one then, let's say 5 over 8, and by 6 9. So if you want to work through those examples, and it'd be a good idea to pause the video now, Okay, so now I hope you've had enough time to work through those examples, and I'm going to work through the examples with you now. Right, so let's take the first example. So we have 4/5 divided by 3/7. So we're going to write out 4/5, and then we're going to invert and multiply. So 3/7 becomes 7 over 3, and let's multiply them by each other. And 4/7 is 28, and then we have 28 over 15. And we need to simplify this. So there are we have a top-heavy fraction. So what we need to do then is simplify this. So 28 over 15. Well, there's 1 15 in 28, so we're going to have 1 unit, and then we're going to have 13 15ths as our answer. So I'll write that out better for you. 1 unit and 13 over 15 is our answer. Okay, let's take our next example. So we have 5 over 8 divided by 6 over 9. So let's write 5 over 8, and then we're going to invert and multiply. Multiply that by 9 over 6. We're going to go numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. So 5 nines is 45. And we're going to have 45 over 8 sixes, which is 48. And we have a common factor here, so we're going to divide both of them by 3. So how many 3's are in 45? There are 15. And how many 3's are in 48? There are 16. And so we get our answer of 15 over 16. Okay, I hope that short tutorial was of use to you. Thank you, and see you again next time.